Hello and happy Halloween, my humans. I realize that it is the day after when you are seeing this, but it is still the 31st for me, and I thought for today's video, we would go over the Halloween 2024 VIPs for me and my costumes. If you have not seen all of my costumes, or if you're new to my channel, hey, free to subscribe. And voodoo doll, cotton in the mouth, it's a thing. But I do have, I'll link to a video of all of my costumes that I did this year. I dress up every day at work because I'm allowed to, and I'm really enthusiastic about it. It makes so many people happy. I had a lot of people at work today who were like, I'm so sad October's over. Because I brighten them up. I work in a factory, and so when you get this coming at you, it's a little bit of fun. So this is my coup de grace costume. I tried to do something big and elaborate for the final costume. And so I have all of those costumes that I did. And so I'm going to do some VIPs, whether it be accessories, makeup, whatever, things that were coming through on the repeat. Okay, so the first thing I'm actually wearing, and it is my white contacts. I didn't wear colored contacts as much this year as I have in previous years, just because my costumes didn't call for it. But these whiteout ones I have worn 4 times, twice in 1 week at one point. But these are definitely my most used contacts. I get the either 60 or 90 day ones from Colored Contacts. I'll link them below. I'll link everything below. I'm not sponsored by anything. Again, just an enthusiast here. But I have worn these the most. They're really creepy. People are always kind of sometimes they take a second look like, wait, what's in your eyes? And yeah, and so with this particular look, like I have the button eyes here and then creepy. The next thing that has been coming through in clutch has been this wig. This is like a shaggy black wig, and this is the most versatile wig I have ever had. This was the best investment wig. I have had over 30 wigs in my life that I have changed out, bought new ones as they've worn out. This is absolutely one. This is from artawigs.com. I think that I got this actually off of eBay as a subset. But this particular wig is so versatile. Not only did I wear it a ton this year, I wore it twice in 1 week. In the first week for Jeff the Killer and for French Kiss. I have used this. I can comb this down, like gel this down, and I have used it for Harry Potter or any other kind of male figure with dark hair. You could be like a greaser. You could be Elle from Death Note. You could, with a straw hat, you could be Luffy from One Piece. I also used this for the Babadook this year, and I've worn this to be Joan Jett in the past. You could just be a general standard rocker, rock star that's not specific. Again, you could just use this for any member of Kiss. Just so versatile. There's a lot of anime characters that this would be able to bounce for. I just mentioned a couple of them, but yes, very, very versatile, amazing wig right there. For makeup, the products that I used the most for almost every costume was my Mayron Black Paradise paint. This is face and body paint, and it's the water activated kind. As you can see, I am covered in it today, just all over the place. And I've had this on since 10:30 this morning, and it is almost midnight. So this is what it looks like all day. It lasts all day, and it's easy to take off, which I absolutely love. Now, to help that stay in place, I do go over stuff with powder, and naturally a black. This is Bulletproof from Sugar Pill. This is the numero uno black eyeshadow for me. Not only it's soft enough that you feel like you're getting something on your brush, but it's not so soft that it goes absolutely everywhere, and if you try to blend it, it goes away to nothing. So it's that good in between, but it is that pure black color. It's not a gray black, it's not a charcoal black, it is just the night black, deep, wonderful. And so these two things used together for a ton of looks. Just about everyone that has black makeup, it was those two products. Then the other thing that has been just mwah, and an absolute necessity is the all-nighter from Urban Decay. First of all, it lasts a really long time because I've had this for a very long time and I have used this every single day because, again, I need this to last for 12 plus hours. And I work in a factory, which it's been the warmest October in Ohio on record. We've hit record high temps this year. So I need my makeup in my factory to stay in place. And this has been the way to make sure that that happens because I don't have a lot of time. I do have some breaks, but I do not have a lot of time like in the middle of actually doing stuff to do random touch-ups. So this was an absolute godsend. So those were my makeup VIPs, and I'm gonna also talk about like some of my favorite costumes and some of my least favorite costumes. Some of my least favorite costumes I did this year. I think my absolute least favorite was this one from Dollface. Dollface just, I wasn't feeling well. I was sick. This was a last minute. I had a different costume entirely planned for that day, but I was still sick and I was just like, I almost didn't even want to go in costume. I'm like, I need something simple. So the mask, like, I don't think I made it quite high enough. I don't think I made the color bright enough to differentiate from the rest of my face very well. And also, it wasn't transformative enough for me. This transforms me. This kind of makeup, this is mostly just makeup, and I just have these things glued on with eyelash glue. But other than that, it's just some makeup. I don't have any other things to distort my face, but it's transformative. The doll face wasn't transformative, and it just, because it's a costume that heavily relies on me in order for it to work, I have to keep my eyes closed. This works either way. If my eyes are closed, okay, you get the button face thing going on. If my eyes are open, it's still creepy. It still works with the look. With that one, it really, having your eyes open for it and not having like maybe sclera lenses or something, which I'm not allowed to wear there because I have to be able to see and move and work at work. It just didn't pull off very well for me. Maybe if I would have made some changes that I mentioned, it would have worked out better. Or maybe I was more into it. I was not feeling that one. Then one of my favorite looks was the gumball. The gumball machine. Everyone loved the gumball machine. They thought it was creative. It was bright. It's colorful. And I love something funny. If something's going to be simple, then it has to be funny or amusing. It has to be good. Like just doing something simple and basic for me personally, it has to do something else for me. If it's not creepy, if it's not super transformative, if it's not making my face look super different, then I need the costume to be loud in some way. The gumball machine took me there. The other costume that I did not care for so much was Belle. It was just so basic. It was last minute. I actually intended to be Belle from the ball, but the costume piece wasn't going to be here in time. And so I was like, I have to make another kind of last minute change to my stuff. And again, it's just so simple. It was transformative and nobody knew who I was. Like, nobody got it. People were like, are you a maid? We don't quite understand. It just didn't work. And then we have looks that I had a hard time choosing between my pun looks, holy guacamole and the ceiling fan were the best ones. People didn't guess those right away. They were like, are you an angelic avocado? And they were like, oh, you're a cheerleader. And it was like, oh, ceiling fan, holy guacamole. It's funny, they didn't transform me a whole lot into a different being or character, but the pun was there, the visual pun was there, and that's a top thing for me. It has to be funny. Again, there has to be something loud about a costume for me for it to work for me. And Belle and the doll face were last minute changes that was just like, oh, I just need to do something that just didn't kill it for me. And this is probably one of my favorites with the gumball machine. Those were my top two for me personally. This one's transformative. It's creepy. It's very Halloween-esque. This is a very classic costume for me. And it just has everything that's Halloween and spooky and creepy and weird. And then the gumball machine, it's candy, it's loud, it's bright, it's fun. And those are what I enjoyed. So those are my VIP costumes, some of my not so VIP costumes, and my VIP accessories and costume additives that really came in clutch. That are not required. Like I didn't include stuff like, oh, translucent powder or bobby pins to keep my wigs on, or a wig cap. Like, yeah, those aren't transformative things. Those are just kind of base requirements. So even though setting spray, some people might think that's it, but you don't always need a setting spray for everything. But all-nighter keeps it there literally all night and throughout the day in a very sweaty working environment condition kind of thing. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.